second your back's turned, the mole will strike. After a night of anger and recrimination, Carrie was eliminated, leaving the group in a state of utter confusion. All of them had, at some time or another, entertained suspicions that she was the mole. Her departure meant they all had to re-examine their evidence. Now only 4 remain, arguably the 4 most driven of all of the contestants. Everyone seems desperate to win, but only one of them will. No one wants to fall at this, the last hurdle. Just one more elimination and then the final beckons. Who will be the chosen 3? Who will fall by the wayside? Tanya, Chris, Paul, Daffy. One of them is the mole.
The 4 remaining contestants spent last night on a Canadian pub crawl, something they may live to regret, because they're in for an early morning call.
Downstairs, 5 minutes.
If they fail to meet the 5-minute time limit, they'll face a fine.
Downstairs, 5 minutes. Chris, downstairs, 5 minutes. Put some clothes on. Downstairs, 5 minutes, please.
Oh,
10 minutes have passed, and there's no sign of Paul.
Yeah, because we did say we were coming home for 12 o'clock.
yes, you kept him out all night.
He's not going to get up, is he?
No.
He'll fall back to sleep.
He will.
He
He's
always
not gonna
does.
get up. He didn't wake up with 2 problems on his face, did he?
No.
He's gone back to sleep.
Oh! Finally, he appears.
He's put his bag
I'm all prepared, whatever.
Get a
Oh,
shower
this
as
one's
well.
so long, yeah, I've had a shower.
5 minutes, mate. We cost money, mate.
I haven't had a shower.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
How are you? You look how I feel. Now, I gave you 5 minutes to come downstairs this morning. All of you managed it in less than 4, except for Paul, who arrived in reception in 14 minutes. That's going to cost you £500 in prize money. So now you have an even 71,000. This morning, I have a challenge for you. But first, I'm going to need to see you individually. So if you'd like to follow me, we'll go with ladies first.
Ladies again.
In this morning's challenge, the contestants will be taken as hostages to a secret location. So one by one, they will be removed to a holding cell to be handcuffed and blindfolded. On the wall of their room is the last in their series of extra clues, which lead directly to the true identity of the mole. However, they will only get a brief glimpse before their blindfolds are in place. They are told categorically they must not move or remove their blindfolds whilst they wait. Despite this, the moment she's alone, Tanya wants a closer look.
Come with me.
Tanya is escorted to wait in the car, and Paul is next in the hot seat.
Hands.
He gets a very brief glimpse at the clue, but he decides to stay put and not break the rules.
How bizarre. Stand up, mate. Okay.
Next, it's Chris's turn.
Right, stay there. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Chris's blindfold proves no match for his impressive hostage note-taking technique. But he only narrowly escapes detection.
Chris,
Glenn.
you want to come with me?
Yep.
Like that.
Finally, Daffyd is cuffed and blindfolded.
Want to stay there? I'll be back in 2 minutes, all right?
But not for long. Daffyd seems determined to take a good, long look. So, even after losing money in the past for failing to obey instructions, and despite the presence of our camera crew, temptation proved too strong for 3 of the 4 team members. Of those that saw the clue for longer than they should, how will they react to something so straightforward after weeks of lies, treachery, and deceit? It's time for our hostages to take part in a secret hilltop exchange.
In front of you, you can see 4 suitcases. Each of these suitcases contains something different. One is empty. One contains 3 correct answers for the elimination. One contains £1,000 for you to keep. One contains a free pass to the final. For £5,000, each of you must choose a different suitcase. You will be given 1 minute to negotiate with each of your teammates. If each of you chooses a different suitcase, you will win £5,000. And you will win the contents of the suitcase you choose. If, however, 2 or more people choose the same suitcase, the challenge will be lost. Even then, if just one person chooses any suitcase, they will win its contents. Do you understand? Excellent. Then split yourself into 2 teams and let the negotiations commence.
This challenge is about more than just team prize money. Silently, the contestants take a moment to think about what they could win. £1,000. 3 free answers in the last questionnaire. Or a free pass to the grand final. The contestants will talk to each other just once, for 2 minutes each.
Definitely, no offence, but you've already had a free pass, so
Yeah,
you can't accept that
I
one.
don't want a free pass.
There's basically an empty case.
Yeah.
and
£1,000
£1,000 or 3 questions. I will be. I'm obviously depending on what they going to say, but I'll go for £1,000.
What I reckon we should do is, and I was going to say because I'm in front of the free pass, but what case you were in front of, you take, we win £5,000.
Well, I'm going to go for the 3 free answers, which is what I was in front of.
Then should we just say to everyone, whatever we're in front of, you take? Because then it saves people arguing, don't it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair anyway, because I think it's payback time a little bit from Tanya. She's had a free pass,
Okay.
lost us 20 grand. I think she should take the blank one.
Okay, we'll just say then...
£4,000, you free pass, for me 3 free answers.
So yeah, I would say that you or Chris would go for free pass or 3 questions.
Okay.
In which case,
Right, well,
I'm not bothered, so I'd go for the 1,000, quite frankly.
Okay, you go for the 1,000,
Then I
definite,
think,
right? And
then
I'll
I think
go
you
for.
would go for 3 questions or 3 pass.
Okay, well, you definitely go for 1,000,
Yeah.
okay? And I will discuss with them too.
So we just say that we take the one that we're in front of?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I reckon.
Okay, that's the obvious way to do this, isn't it? To
Yeah,
save
that's-
confusion when we're
that
swapping
seems,
numbers.
yeah, seems fair to me.
Okay.
Well, you definitely go for 1,000,
Yeah.
okay? And I will discuss with them too whether.
And
free
swap
pass-
round, please.
At the first change, Paul and Tanya have agreed she will take the money. But Chris and Daffyd have other ideas.
If I tell you what the idea was from there,
Quickly.
yeah,
Quickly.
you take the bag opposite you, straight in front of you.
No.
That's what they've just said. Chris just said you've had the free pass.
Yeah, I don't want a free pass.
So
I
they
don't want
said-
free questions.
Yeah.
So
Chris said you take the blank one. Paul
I-
takes the 1,000 one. He
we
takes
were
the
just,
free
no,
answer. I
that's
take
what we
free
were just
pass.
talking about. No, we said Chris and you and I think, are the more confident about who we think we're looking for here for the mole, and I think those two are the least confident. In which case, they go for free pass or free questions.
Well, Chris is completely adamant that he's going for the case in front of him.
Case you're in front of.
You get £1,000, I get 3 free answers, Daff gets a free pass.
Tanya thought differently. She said me and you should go for the free pass or the 3 questions, and her and Daff should go for the nothing.
I think the cases are in front. I think Tanya's got to say nothing, because she's had a free pass, she's lost her 20 grand. It's payback time, isn't it?
Because I think I'll go for the 1,000. I think that one of you or Chris will go for the free pass or questions.
Well, I said I'm going for the one in front of me, which is the free
which
pass.
is what?
Which is the free pass.
Oh, okay, if that's what you want to do. I'm
That's what I said I'm going for, because it's not costing the team anything if we all do it that way as well.
All right, case in front of us
Yeah.
then, but make sure you confirm with
Yeah.
Tanya just to be adamant and just say the case in front of you.
That's what's happening. Yeah.
All right, case in front of
Case in front of us.
you. Okay.
So I take 3 free passes, you take £1,000, Duff gets a free pass, and Tanya gets now.
Chris has changed Paul's mind, and Daffyd has told Tanya he's taking the free pass. Now, can Chris convince Tanya to follow his plan? It's their last chance to get it right.
Right, how's she on the case?
She wants
in front of
£1,000.
Yeah, I know she does.
She wants £1,000. So you might have to take the nothing then.
No, that's
not fair.
Right, that's not
No,
right.
no, that's what I just said. I said, but you've cost us £20,000, and you took a free pass. So you shouldn't on this one take the nothing.
We've agreed, as it is at the moment, we take the case that's in front of us.
straight in front of you.
Yeah.
In
Which
front of us,
means
how we were standing
yeah.
just now.
It's the only fair way to do it.
Because if you take the case in front of you, it's the obvious one, innit? It's the way we win the whole game, and everyone gets something.
But then you get through free and we don't.
Yeah.
We decided. I mean, Daff was going for the free pass. I was going for the three answers.
And then
Paul was going for the £1,000.
well, I just agreed with him that I would go for the 1,000. He said, whatever happens, I'll go for the £1,000, and he said he would negotiate with you whatever else.
Well, that's what Paul and I have just agreed, and that's what we're sat on.
Is she going to do it or not? Is she going to take nothing or £1,000?
It's up to Chris to persuade now. I don't think she will. I think she's going to go for the £1,000. She can't.
What is she going to do?
I'm not sure. Really not sure. I cannot read it.
So you're
I
saying,
mean, I know it sounds nasty, but you have to have the free pass.
yeah, which is fine, but I think you or Paul need to go for the questions or the free pass.
Well, I'm going for the 3 questions. Definitely.
Time's up, and it seems that the idea that each contestant should choose the briefcase which was in front of them has prevailed. Now, one by one, they must secretly give their final decision, holding a card with their choice printed on it, so none of them can change their mind.
Could we reconvene, please? Well, you've all made your choices. Too late to go back now. There seemed to be quite a definite plan when you all got out of the car. Daffyd, free pass. Chris, 3 free answers. Paul, £1,000. And Tanya, nothing. I believe that's correct, is it not? Well, let's see if everything's gone according to plan. Daffyd, could we see your choice, please?
Free pass.
Free pass. Chris, 3 free answers. Paul, free pass. Tanya, nothing. I'm afraid your challenge is lost. Paul and Daffyd have both chosen the free pass. Therefore, you win no money, and they both win nothing. Tanya wins nothing by virtue of her choice. Chris, you are the only winner here today. You get 3 free answers. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Better luck next time.
I will explain. The reason why, because I don't think anybody should get a free pass at this stage. I'm sorry, but it narrows chances down to 2, and I'm not going to do that, I'm afraid.
That's your decision, guys.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
£5,000 isn't enough to give up a free. I'm sorry. I'm quite happy to lose that as an individual. I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go for 1,000 anyway. So.
Oh, that was a complete up, wasn't it?
It wasn't. I'm sorry, but it was. I'm sorry, Daff.
It's okay.
But I will not give anybody a free pass. I'm sorry. Initially, I would.
So it's a deliberate sabotage.
Yep, definitely.
I'm just completely and utterly confused at the moment after a clue that was given to us this morning. Everything pointing towards me, and for the middle bit to say the mole is a male. I just wish it had an FE in front of it, because everyone knows my choice who I think the mole is.
The clue in the middle says the mole is male, which of course is a little frustrating for me, bearing in mind that I'm the only woman here and I've got 3 guys to choose from. I've already had my very, very strong suspicions, and I will probably go with them, but I don't think it was much of a clue for me.
All I got told was to sit there with my blindfold on, you know, just wait for Glenn to come back. I didn't think there was an option that you could actually take your blindfold off and have a look. I mean, I got like maybe 5 seconds of staring at it while I sat down and had the cuffs put on. The bits I saw was the mole is a male. To be honest, I got the impression it was a bit of a double bluff.
My take on it is the mole is male, and there's a certain member of the team that's left who has a surname which is Buck, which obviously, as everybody knows, is a male deer. At the moment, I feel I'm taking the simpler option rather than trying to overcomplicate it too much.
I was absolutely gutted that I was the last person into that room, because I would have messed around with those letters to give myself an advantage. Someone may have taken the FE out, you know, there's no knowing.
I was pretty pissed off. Me and Tanya basically sat in the Jeep, and we had a little plan that we thought, you know, was a pretty good plan. What went wrong was the moment we had our little discussion, I went over and sat with Chris, and basically they both had decided that we just take the case that's in front of us. They tried to sort of railroad the whole thing.
I saw it as an easy game to win. Shame that the case in front of me was the free pass, because whatever was in front of me I would have taken, believe it or not. So it seemed obvious to take whatever case was in front of you, then we know everyone's taking a different case.
Today was meant to be a negotiating game, and Paul left the car, and then someone else got in the car and just said, oh, well, we've decided to do that. And where was the negotiating in that? There was absolutely no discussion whatsoever. All the way through this game, I've said it repeatedly, that the women haven't been listened to, and you know, the men completely railroad the women. And I did make my feelings quite clear that I'm completely and utterly sick to the back teeth of people steamrolling me, railroading me, you know, ignoring me, etc.
Whilst people are getting agitated with each other, and to a certain extent with me, then it can only work to my advantage, because when people are agitated, they're less likely to make rational decisions. So, it all works to my benefit, really.
I just didn't want us all to be discussing and this big problem, this big argument, then nobody knows what they're doing. I just thought, well, I'm not giving anybody else an advantage in this game.
I'm the one with all the aces at the moment, because I have the 3 free questions and none of the others have anything out of that game. So I'm quietly quite happy about that.
Well, so far it's not been a great day for Paul. He lost you money on this morning's roll call, and then again on the mountain. Well, here's his chance, and yours of course, to make amends, because I have a challenge for you. And this one is worth £5,000 if you succeed. This is the Apple Bowl here in Kelowna, and today you're going to be the stars of the show. But first, I need you to nominate one of you who is excellent at taking instructions. You have 15 seconds starting now.
Yep, oh, ready. Okay.
Paul, the team has not yet lost faith in you. Excellent. Come with me.
Good luck, fella.
Stop here.
The team get an audible clue as to what their challenge may entail.
Well, as you can see, out here on the pitch, we've got a number of marching bands, so your army training might come in useful here. They're all in need of a drum major. The person who directs them tells them where to go. Now, he does this by using a series of signals. You are going to have to learn those signals, so you too could lead the band successfully. You will then have 5 minutes
to teach the next member of the team the signals. They will then have 5 minutes to teach the next, and so on. Only you, as the person who's considered excellent at taking instructions, will get it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. You understand?
I understand.
Then let's get you started.
Here is the mace that you'll be using. You may pick that up and get used to the feel of it. It's held in the right hand, okay? And the drum majors are now facing the band. You'll bring the band to attention. The word of command is pipe band, attention! Can you repeat that for me?
As loud?
As loud.
Pipe band, attention!
Pipe band, by the center, quick, march!
Pipe band by the centre, quick march!
Now a right wheel is simply the matter of pointing the mace to the right, okay, as you're marching. Signal for a counter march to bring the mace up over your head with the right hand and bring it down on your right shoulder and turn to the right for 4 paces, and you'll turn right around 180 degrees and march through the band.
Okay.
And the rest of the band will counter
Yep,
march.
okay, happy. Yep. Alright, Tom. Grab the mace. That's called a mace.
Okay.
Right, what you're doing is we're taking over as a drum major. Let go with your right hand, so you hold it like that. And then basically you just lead away like, don't tick-tock though.
So basically to turn right, or to go all the way round, back round?
Not to, just to
Just a
basically,
right turn.
just do a right turn, and then you go left wheel.
Left wheel
Okay.
like that. Oh,
The next manoeuvre is about turn, which is called, it's about turn. Up in the air.
so I'm
and
holding
you,
it that hand, change hands.
That's it, and bring it down on your shoulder. And what you do is you take 4 steps, 1, 2,
Oh, 4
4 little
steps.
steps, and then you march off, okay?
4 steps and march, and
march
go right through
straight
the
through
middle.
the band.
Oh my god.
Alright, you alright telling the rest?
Simply.
Okay.
Thank you. Quick, pick up the mace. Right, we're going to lead the band. You take the mace up here, and you wheel it gently round in the direction that you want to go. And you do 4 little steps round, 2, 3, 4, and you go straight through the middle of them.
Right.
Straight through the middle of the band. So you walk.
Keeping it up.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You're only allowed apparently to stay still for 5 seconds. You've got to keep moving all the time. I think that's it. As far as yeah.
Right then. Okay. As you can tell, we're going to be leading the band.
Pipe band, attention! Pipe band, by the centre, quick, march.
You around it?
Marching
Right.
me.
Yeah, turn round, 4 strides round, and then you march down back through the middle of them.
You just point it out, do you?
Yeah.
And they go up sideways a bit. Yeah?
You did that on purpose, didn't you? Sorry.
Well, that's our training done then.
After the training, it's time for a spot of dressing up.
This is me with my natural afro look.
Can't believe I got a skirt on.
I apologise to Scottish people everywhere.
Now, you should be well versed by now in all things drum major. Drum Major Paul should have seen to that. He does have one further responsibility before this challenge can commence. Paul, I want you to assign each of your teammates a colour. 1 black, 1 green, 1 white. Do that now, please.
White, green, black.
Excellent. Your challenge works like this. Each of you is in charge of your own marching band. You must direct them using only the signals that you have learnt. Any other form of communication is unacceptable. The only person who is allowed to shout instructions or suggestions of any kind is Drum Major Paul. To win the challenge, all you have to do is to collect the flags of your colour from the other end of this field and then return here to the starting position. You must do that before the music stops. The band have 3 songs. When the 3rd song is over, so is your challenge. You will lose if you leave the playing surface or if your bands collide in any way at all. Is that clear? I think Chris, who has never looked more comfortable in his life, should start the bands. So you give the start signal so everyone starts at the same time. Good luck.
Pipe band, attention! Pipe band, by the centre, quick, march!
The teams have around 10 minutes to collect their flags and return to their starting positions before the music stops. Dafydd heads straight for the left-hand corner. Chris leaves his band behind, while Tanya goes down the middle. Dafydd collects his first black flag, but Chris seems not to notice his white one.
Chris is funny.
So he's forced to stop and turn around. Dafydd's already got his second flag. Tanya's got her hands on her first green flag, but she seems unable to shake it from its base, and her band get away from her. They veer dangerously towards Dafydd's team. If they collide, the challenge will be lost. Between them, they narrowly avoid disaster.
Oh my God. What a nightmare.
Dad's doing good, he's doing alright. Tanya's got a flag. They're all doing alright.
Dafydd races further ahead, while Chris and Tanya have just one flag each.
Oh no, oh no.
Dafydd claims his final flag and heads for home. Tanya grabs her second flag. While Chris misses again. A quick change of direction, and he's got it.
Oh yeah. Oh
Tanya's having a few problems.
Paul seems concerned about Tanya, and he seems to think that Chris is slacking.
Chris is taking a very slow amble around it's quite funny.
Chris has some problems removing his final flag, as Tanya grabs another. Finally, he's got it free, and he heads for home. But instead of going left as he must, he appears to be going right. Tanya's heading for home too. She moves towards the centre and picks up her final flag en route. But then suddenly, disaster.
Oh no. I haven't done it.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh dear.
You know, if you're on your way back and you've got all your flags, why don't you walk fast?
I was quite close.
I can't see how I could have gone any quicker.
Never mind, I'm quite happy I did. I really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed it.
I'm gutted that they didn't get it though.
Wasn't that bad, was it? Yes, it was that bad. Yeah.
Well, here we are, finally, back in your starting positions. Now, this challenge was designed as a little light relief after all of your extraordinary adventures, but somehow you still contrived to blow it. Only Dafydd managed to reach home base. The other two were left stranded. Chris and Tanya barely made the halfway line, with Chris on entirely the wrong side of the field. It seems you have some explaining to do to Paul. Or is it that Paul has some explaining to do to you? The flags were placed so the most natural path was for a green team on the left, a white team in the middle, and a black team on the right. Only Dafydd, therefore, was in the correct place. Perhaps that's why he found it so much easier. Perhaps you were just unlucky. But then, perhaps not. The only thing that is certain is today you have lost money and lost both your challenges. It's been an excellent day's work for one of you.
I think they look like idiots. But I mean, Daf done really well because he completed his, and he done it very well.
I felt really daft at first, but it's really weird. I felt like a Welsh cob. My knees were coming up, I was prancing, I looked a bit like Lily Savage. But It was just brilliant. I was just like, it's just such an amazing feeling.
I was wearing something under my kilt. The kilt was such a fantastic game this afternoon. We just didn't stop laughing all the way through. I mean, it was unfortunate that we didn't win, and I have to say most of us didn't mind not winning, but it was such good fun.
Probably a complete prat on TV, but really enjoyed myself, really enjoyed getting dressed up in a skirt, and I just hope I haven't offended the whole of Scotland, and look forward to going back there again sometime.
I do think Paul made a strange choice, knowing that you could see the flags, and he'd been sitting in the stand for a while.
I wouldn't look at the flags and think, yeah, the black ones are that way, the green ones are that way, and the white ones are, you know, so I really didn't, and I only had 15 seconds to sort of work that out in a sense. I just basically thought, I'll just name the colour for the people, and that's the way it went.
And both Chris and myself were kind of labouring behind and had to work, you know, doubly hard because our flags weren't set up right. So I need to think about Paul now and just consider his role in that game.
At this late stage, the contestants spend a night with their suspects constantly shifting in their minds. The next morning, there's a treat in store.
Good morning. How are we today? Good. Excellent. Well, another day, another beautiful location. This is Wood Lake, and I have a challenge for you. And this one is worth £10,000 if you succeed. This morning you're going to be playing a little game that we've called helibombing. You'll be in a helicopter skimming across the surface of this water at a height of only 25 feet. Below you will be a speedboat dragging behind it a target. Your challenge is simple. All you have to do is drop a bomb from the helicopter and hit that target. Now, it's a difficult task and you only get one shot each. Consequently, you only need to hit 2 out of the 4 attempts to win the money. Is that clear?
Yes. Yeah.
Then let's get started.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I feel like Magnum.
In this challenge, our international mole hunters of mystery have total control of a speeding helicopter. They must issue verbal instructions to the pilot. Then, once they are confident they have the target in their sights, it's bombs away. Paul's off and he looks like he's having fun.
Okay, well, if you speed up, please catch up in time.
His instructions are a little unsophisticated.
If you can hover basically above the target, that's it. Right, if you stick to about that pace, Rob. Okay, speed up again, Rob. Speed up again. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Ah. No, it's missed.
Close, but no cigar. Paul gets a miss.
It was on target, but it just went to the left. It was only a fraction over to the top of the target. It was dead in line. It just what a shame.
You've got to be on top of it, mate.
Each returning contestant can coach the next, but they cannot reveal whether they were successful or not, so they don't know whether it's good advice or bad.
Oh my God! Go left a little bit, please. That's fine. If you can start to follow basically the line of the boat if you can possibly. Yep. And I'll tell you when I'm ready. Forward a bit more. Straighten up.
So close, but it's bad luck for Dappy.
Missed it by about a yard to the left.
No, another failure. Now the last two have to hit. The challenge is lost.
What do you think? Should have done it?
It's just one of these things. You think you've got it all the way, and then at the last minute, it just hits the water, and you think, oh shit. But never mind. It's worth a go.
Bring it on.
Spread your legs as far as you can to get the biggest window of opportunities you can, like lock them on the side, yeah. And then you want it about there, straight over it, and just do one pretend drop as if when you're going to do it, then think, okay, I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, honey.
Good luck to you.
See you later. Oh, that's lovely. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is fantastic. Okay, so I just want you to try and keep the same kind of speed as the target. Oh my god, that's... Okay, can you just go slightly left? Oh. Okay, slightly left a bit, please, slightly left.
If Tanya misses, the team will have failed.
Okay, hold it there, hold it there. Yes! Fantastic!
She's done it, and the £10,000 is still up for grabs.
Oh, Sam, how are you doing, Sam?
She seems pleased with herself.
A hit! A battable hit. Tanya gets the team on the board.
Fantastic! Just lined myself up with the target straight away, and it didn't look very far away. That was the simplest thing I've done for the whole 3 weeks, I think. They're going to wonder why I'm back so quickly. Think, yeah, she's obviously failed again.
I like to think Tanya's going to get a hit. We'll have to see.
It sounds really silly, but it was just really simple. That sounds a bit arrogant, doesn't it? It really is very simple. You just have your legs wider.
Yeah.
Make sure, so if you're leaning there,
Yeah.
you just need to make sure it's as close to you as possible. So either here or closer.
Right.
And that's it.
So try and drop on a red dot,
Yeah.
essentially. Red dot there, bang.
Yeah.
Hit the red dot.
Yeah.
It's the final drop, and Chris has the team's prize money entirely in his hands.
Chris stands a really good chance of hitting the target, but I'm not convinced that he will do as I say, because I don't know that he's that good at following instructions. Certainly there have been lots of occasions when he's just gone and done his own thing and followed his own course. So I think I've said a few times, sometimes I think people don't take my advice, but you know, I had a successful hit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give Tanya the benefit of the doubt on this one and go with what she says and just go for the straight drop under the target. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Take it left to left. Left.
He's directly over the target, but he seems to want to make absolutely sure.
Forward, forward.
The boat starts to turn, but Chris takes his shot. His hesitation has cost him dearly.
it seemed to drift away from me a bit. And it was a drift that just drifted off and took it away from the target. Well, the problem is you can keep holding, you can keep holding, you can keep holding, and then...
Complete prat on TV, but really enjoyed myself, really enjoyed getting dressed up in a skirt, and I just hope I haven't offended the whole of Scotland and look forward to going back there again sometime.
I do think Paul made a strange choice, knowing that you could see the flags, and he'd been sitting in the stand for a while.
I wouldn't look at the flags and think, yeah, the black ones are that way, the green ones are that way, and the white ones are, you know, so I really didn't, and I only had 15 seconds to sort of work that out in a sense. I just basically thought, I'll just name the colour for the people, and that's the way it went.
And both Chris and myself were kind of labouring behind and had to work, you know, doubly hard because our flags weren't set up right. So I need to think about Paul now and just consider his role in that game.
At this late stage, the contestants spend a night with their suspects constantly shifting in their minds. The next morning, there's a treat in store.
Good morning. How are we today? Good. Excellent. Well, another day, another beautiful location. This is Wood Lake, and I have a challenge for you. And this one is worth £10,000 if you succeed. This morning, you're going to be playing a little game that we've called helibombing. You'll be in a helicopter skimming across the surface of this water at a height of only 25 feet. Below you will be a speedboat dragging behind it a target. Your challenge is simple. All you have to do is drop a bomb from the helicopter and hit that target. Now, it's a difficult task and you only get one shot each. Consequently, you only need to hit 2 out of the 4 attempts to win the money. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Then let's get started.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. I feel like Magnum.
In this challenge, our international mole hunters of mystery have total control of a speeding helicopter. They must issue verbal instructions to the pilot. Then, once they are confident they have the target in their sights, it's bombs away. Paul's off and he looks like he's having fun.
Okay, well, if you speed up, please catch up in time.
His instructions are a little unsophisticated.
If you could hover basically above the target, that's it. Right, if you stick to about that pace, Rob. Okay, speed up again, Rob. Speed up again. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Ah. No, it's missed.
Close, but no cigar. Paul gets a miss.
It was on target, but it just went to the left. It was only a fraction over to the top of the target. It was dead in line. It was just what a shame.
You've got to be on top of it, mate.
Each returning contestant can coach the next, but they cannot reveal whether they were successful or not, so they don't know whether it's good advice or bad.
Oh my God!
Go left a little bit, please. That's fine. If you can start to follow basically the line of the boat if you can possibly. Yep. And I'll tell you when I'm ready. Forward a bit more. Straighten up.
So So close, but it's bad luck for Dappet.
Missed it by about a yard to the left.
No, another failure. Now the last two have to hit. The challenge is lost.
What do you think? Do you think you've done it?
It's just one of these things, just you think you've got it all the way, and then at the last minute it just hits the water and you think, oh shit. But never mind, it's worth a go.
Bring it on.
Spread your legs as far as you can to get the biggest window of opportunities you can, like lock them on the side, yeah? And then you want it about there, straight over it, and just do one pretend drop as if when you're going to do it, and then think, okay, I've got it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Thank you, honey.
Good luck, Sue.
See you later. Oh, that's lovely. I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is fantastic. Okay, so I just want you to try and keep the same kind of speed as the target. Oh my god, that's cool. Okay, can you just go slightly left? Okay, slightly left a bit, please. Slightly left.
If Tanya misses, the team will have failed.
Okay, hold it there, hold it there. Yay! Fantastic!
She's done it, and the £10,000 is still up for grabs.
Oh, how easy was that?
She seems pleased with herself.
A hit! A baggable hit. Tanya gets the team on the board.
Fantastic! Just lined myself up with the target straight away, and it didn't look very far away. That was the simplest thing I've done for the whole 3 weeks, I think. They're going to wonder why I'm back so quickly. Think, yeah, she's obviously failed again.
I like to think Tanya's going to get a hit. We'll have to see.
It sounds really silly, but it was just really simple. That sounds a bit arrogant, doesn't it? It really is very simple. You just have your legs wider.
Yeah.
Make sure, so if you're leaning there,
Yeah.
you just need to make sure it's as close to you as possible. So either here or closer.
Right.
And that's it.
So try and drop on a red dot,
Yeah.
essentially. Red dot there, bang,
Yeah.
hit the red dot.
Yeah.
It's the final drop, and Chris has the team's prize money entirely in his hands.
Chris stands a really good chance of hitting the target, but I'm not convinced that he will do, as I say, because I don't know that he's that good at following instructions. Certainly, there have been lots of occasions when he's just gone and done his own thing and followed his own course. So, I think I've said a few times, sometimes I think people don't take my advice, but, you know, I had a successful hit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give Tanya the benefit of the doubt on this one and go with what she said. Just go to the straight drop onto the target. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay. Take it left to left. Left. Hold it steady.
He's directly over the target, but he seems to want to make absolutely sure.
Forward, forward.
The boat starts to turn, but Chris takes his shot. His hesitation has cost him dearly.
level. It seemed to drift away from me a bit, and it was a drift that just drifted off and took it away from the target. Well, the problem is you can keep holding, and